Paid parking in and around Balboa Park still getting major pushback, where you will find free parking and how the city is spending the money it's collecting. Plus, after more than 50 years, a major East County shopping center is in need of some improvements. The idea is being considered in El Cajon. And looking for love in all the wrong places, the top romance scams in San Diego. Hello, thank you so much for joining us here. I'm Netta Irampour, and here at CBS 8, we are working for you. We're listening to your concerns. We're investigating your questions and finding solutions that matter in our community. We want to start with San Diego's new paid parking program at Balboa Park. We know this one has a lot of people expressing their views. This controversial move was approved by city leaders to help close a budget shortfall, but it has sparked strong pushback from so many residents. In the first few weeks of the new parking fees, we have seen attendance at the park's museums plunging, and there are growing calls for a complete repeal of the fees altogether. While major changes don't appear imminent, Mayor Todd Gloria recently announced San Diego residents will be able to park for free in certain lots, and that starts March 2nd. Here's CBS 8's Abby Black working for you, breaking down the sudden change and whether free parking could expand to county residents.
Yes! God bless the mayor. Thank you so much.
Elation as San Diego residents feed the meter, hopefully for the last time, but with caveats. Take a look at this map. We've highlighted in green the 7 lots that will be free for verified residents. We're talking about Pepper Grove, Federal, Lower and Upper Inspiration Points, Marston Point, Palisades, and B. Evanston. The catch? Prime lots near the Prado are in red, like Space Theater. Those still cost money, $5 for 4 hours, $8 for all day. I found out that that's about half of what non-residents pay. I asked Council President Joe LaCava how the city verifies license plates.
An individual that want to identify themselves as a city resident, a verified city resident, will use the city's online portal.
A simple Google search takes you to the verification page. It could take a few hours or a few days, depending on traffic. But what about the 3,000 residents who already paid for an annual pass, generating $700,000?
This will still give them access to the premium parking spots. So there is still very much value in the city residents.
So no refunds, but we also found out that the mayor made more changes. Starting on March 2nd, enforcement now ends at 6 p.m. instead of 8, and 88 placard holders can park anywhere for free.
We consider to be an important first step, but not a solution to the problem, where people should be able to park in Balboa Park for free.
We caught up with a Carlsbad woman at the parking kiosk trying to figure out how to pay.
I still live in San Diego, so that's when it's like kind of frustrating.
And maybe even open up the opportunity for what would solutions look like if you want to think about people that live outside the city.
The mayor's office has not responded to a follow-up request for comment, but in a news release, he cited concerns from residents and council, pushback that grew after our report showed empty lots and low visitorship since fees started a month ago.
I think there should be more funding for Balboa Park from the city, not from the people.
And that was Abby Black reporting. As for the new meters installed on the streets nearby, those have not changed. Residents who live along those streets, they are still frustrated. They don't have to feed the meter on Sundays, but the rates remain at $2.50 an hour, now enforced until 6 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. So at least the hours for that has shortened a bit. Meanwhile, San Diego police offering a reward of up to $1,000 for any information about this vandalism spree that damaged 52 parking meters in the Balboa Park area. Look what happened to those meters. Police say these incidents happened between Christmas Eve and the first week of February, several weeks span there. Vandals spray painted the machines, shattered glass screens, or coated the keypads with this sticky substance. Look at that, leaving the meters inoperable. The city estimates the damage at about $77,000.
She's subject with the recent charges that they've been adding to Balboa Park and parking, and so we've been having some vandalisms, and we're just asking for the public's help to figure out who's doing these vandalisms.
Anybody with information should contact Crime Stoppers. As San Diego navigates the controversial paid parking program, we are getting a closer look at how that money is being spent. CBS 8's Vanessa Paz working for you, breaking down how these parking fees are being reinvested across the city.
Parking meters have expanded across San Diego, leaving drivers with fewer free options, but plenty of frustration. But city officials say that money is being reinvested directly into neighborhoods where it's collected, funding repairs meant to improve safety for both the drivers and pedestrians. Here along 7th and B in downtown, crews are preparing to replace the sidewalk curb to gutter, and the city says this is the first full sidewalk project paid for entirely by parking meter revenue.
It's going to help with neighborhood improvements because that money is then required by law to be invested in that neighborhood. So everybody parking along the street right now that's feeding the meter, they're feeding neighborhood repairs as well.
Craig Gustafson is deputy director of the city's transportation department. 3 months ago, he said the city council allocated $1.8 million from the community parking districts. And since then, the city says crews have completed more than 3,500 repairs. That includes fixing streetlights and potholes across downtown, uptown, mid-city, and PB. Officials say sidewalk replacements are prioritized based on safety, even if damage isn't obvious.
There's thousands of sidewalk issues that we know throughout the city, and the truth is we don't have the funding to fix all of them. And so what we have to do is prioritize based on public safety.
The city also plans to expand parking meters in mid-city, which officials say will generate more funding for future repairs.
We are doing some further expansion of parking meters in mid-city, so that'd be the neighborhoods going along El Cajon Boulevard and whatnot, because we know that one of the reasons why we want to put meters in because then it generates more revenue, and that's more money that we can put into repairs.
City officials say crews are working nights and weekends to avoid disrupting traffic and businesses. And while parking meters remain controversial, they say those dollars are now going directly into improving the streets people use every day.
And that was Vanessa Paz reporting there. Still had plans to build that giant tower in Pacific Beach have run into a roadblock. How the developer is responding after receiving an update from the city. Plus, we're working for you in El Cajon, speaking with the mayor about the future of Parkway Plaza, the ideas being considered, and what is standing in the way. Welcome back. The city of El Cajon frustrated with the condition of its biggest indoor mall. Parkway Plaza, more than 50 years old, and it's showing its age. Now the city is considering several plans to improve this property, including buying it from its current owners. CBS 8's Steve Price working for you on this and shows us the ideas being considered and what's standing in the way.
Empty storefronts, few shoppers, and a parking lot with plenty of available spaces. As one customer told me, El Cajon's Parkway Plaza has no vibe.
It's really slow. Not many people in there. A lot of stores are closed. Just not a lot of traffic.
The mall opened in 1972, and quite frankly, a lot of it feels like it's still stuck in that year.
The future doesn't seem bright for this place.
City leaders agree. They think these 80 acres in the heart of El Cajon could be really special.
We are absolutely aware that Parkway Plaza is not meeting its potential at all.
Mayor Bill Wells says revitalizing the mall is high on the city's list of priorities this year, but it's complicated. The property has 3 owners, and one of them has filed for bankruptcy in a foreign country.
Generally, when companies are in bankruptcy, they generally don't invest a lot of money. So I think it's a weird situation that has caused this problem.
But the city isn't giving up, exploring several ideas, including teaming up with a group of investors to buy the property, which the mayor estimates is worth around $200 million. But city leaders make it clear that's just one option on the table. As for what they'd like to see here,
I think a lot of people believe that the shopping component is not the indoor mall like the malls of the 60s and 70s, but more of an outdoor mall that also provides parks and entertainment and lots of other things to do besides shopping.
The mayor would also like to see restaurants and maybe even housing around the outside, but he adds it's still too early for any details.
I'm going to let the negotiating team work with the owners, and they're going to figure it out. And as soon as I know something that I can safely tell you, I'd be happy to share that with you.
Plans to put up this 23-story high-rise in Pacific Beach now faces a major setback. This is the so-called Turquoise Tower. It's long been controversial among locals. We've seen many protests at the site there, and the developer has hit a roadblock as the project could be deemed illegal. CBS 8's Steffi Roche working for you and reports from North PB.
The future of the Turquoise Tower is very much uncertain. The city rejected the developer's most recent proposal, and some neighbors are happy about that setback. But the developers tell me this project isn't dead.
It's not over yet. The developer wants a very large building here.
That's Marcella Bothwell. She is the chair of the Pacific Beach Planning Board and chair of Neighbors for a Better California, a group that's fighting the project. Under the current proposal, the development would sit on 2/3 of an acre and include 139 hotel rooms and 75 apartments atop ground floor shops. But the city says the project is not legal in its current form, primarily because the developer plans to treat the visitor accommodation units as long-term rentals. In this December 23rd letter, San Diego's Development Services Department rejected the latest version of the plan, citing insufficient and conflicting information from the developer, Colonimus Development Partners.
The hotel component, they say it's both commercial and residential, and it can't be both. And if it's residential, they've already maxed out with the 74 units with the state bonus density law.
City officials say they need clarity on whether those units are commercial hotel rooms or long-term residential apartments, because different rules and different height limits apply. The developer disagrees, and in a statement to CBS 8, a spokesperson for Colonimus says the company believes the plans are compliant, but they're working through the permitting process with the city in good faith. Bothwell says while her organization's fight against the development is not over yet, she feels the city is taking the correct steps.
The developer wants to build a 22-story building here, and they have some very high-priced attorneys who are bullying the city to make the city accept the plans. And the city is standing up for itself, so we're very happy about that. Likely, the developer, maybe they'll come back with some plans that meet our Muni code. I kind of doubt it, but we'll see. I think this is going to end up in the courts.
And for more context, the Turquoise Tower would far exceed the height of many of the buildings in this low-rise PB neighborhood, and this has led to strong opposition from the start. And this project remains unapproved at this time. For now, reporting from Pacific Beach, I'm Steffi Roche, CBS 8.
Now, we will continue to stay on top of that story. And they swear it is true love, but they're after one thing coming up, the online romance scam that is draining bank accounts. Well, this month of February, it's a season for love and romance, but it's also a prime time for romance scams. The FBI is warning San Diegans these are becoming more sophisticated. People are using fake online identities and even AI to build someone's trust. CBS 8's Alex Lai working for you and shows us how these scams are now evolving.
What looks like your next dating match could actually be a fake identity designed to make people believe they formed a connection and then tricking them into sending money or sharing personal information. Romance scams, also called confidence fraud, are on the rise just in time for Valentine's Day. The FBI says in 2025, more than 250 people in San Diego reported losing more than $9.6 million in a romance scam.
And it's only getting worse every single year.
I spoke with Jennifer Whitaker with the FBI San Diego field office. She says scammers are only getting more convincing with AI and new technology, and that anyone can be a target.
We have had judges, lawyers, doctors all be scammed because these people are so good at what they do. And oftentimes people do feel ashamed of that because they think of themselves as a very smart professional person. They would never fall for this. But it's not because of that. It's because these scammers are so good at what they do.
Whitaker says the biggest red flag in an online relationship is if they ask for money, often using excuses like travel costs, sudden work issues, and medical emergencies. She adds that repeated last-minute cancellations to meet or sharing insider information or investment opportunities are also warning signs.
And they want to get you on the ground floor of something like a crypto scheme or buying gold bars, and they'll often even send couriers over to your house to collect these gold bars.
The FBI says scammers often rely on emotion, building trust quickly so victims feel pressured to help or invest, which is why slowing down is crucial.
What we advise for people is to take a beat, take a breath. Take the opportunity to talk to your friends and family because they'll be looking at this individual not through the lens of emotion.
The FBI also recommends asking lots of questions, using multiple platforms to verify someone's identity, and never send money or personal information to someone you haven't met in person.
If you suspect an online relationship is a scam, the FBI says to stop all contact and report it immediately. Alex Lai, CBS 8.
And speaking of scammers, they may try to target you after a recent Verizon outage. The company told customers they would get a $20 credit after a network disruption. But cybersecurity experts say scammers are sending fake text messages about it to steal your information. So here you go. Remember, never click on unsolicited links. Instead, you can claim the credit by going to the My Verizon app. Be sure you do it that way so that you don't get duped into this. And are you on the wrong side of a K-shaped economy? What is that, you may wonder? Coming up, how that may affect your tax return. The San Diego Police Department says car thefts in the city dropped by more than 22% in 2025 compared to the year before. But while vehicle thefts decreased overall, police say they're seeing increases involving certain types of cars. Data shows the Jeep Wrangler was the most stolen model of car in San Diego for the second year in a row, with 193 reports made to San Diego police. People want those Wranglers. Honda Civics were just behind as the second most stolen with 190, followed by the Toyota Tacoma with 151. We spoke with police and asked what people can do to protect their cars.
Having actual physical theft deterrents like a steering wheel lock, that works well so that you can't drive the vehicle away.
Police also advise adding aftermarket security systems to your car, using air tags so you can find it, or parking your vehicle inside a garage if that's available. As tax season gets underway right now, many Americans are expecting, or at least hoping, for a refund from Uncle Sam. But economists warn that higher income filers could see disproportionately larger tax refunds compared to lower income filers. CBS 8's Richard Allen working for your wallet and shows us what's behind this divide and how the nation's so-called K-shaped economy is playing a part.
Last year, we had an average of about $3,100. This year, it could be up to $4,000.
Well, that's the average projected return, with the typical tax return increasing by about $750. Economists say that upper-income households will see the biggest boost, thanks to higher deductions allowed through the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. A new study by the investment firm Principal Asset Management finds the country's top 5% of earners are expected to see an average increase of $3,748. While the lowest 20%, those making $33,000 or less, should expect only an $18 increase in their refund.
There's always been inequality in the U.S. economy, but it's just gotten worse since the 1980s, and the tax bill just accelerates that.
USD economics professor Alan Jin says the revised tax structure reinforces this K-shaped economy.
K-shaped economy is a situation where we've got a greater divide that people at the upper end are doing well, and whereas the people at the lower end are not doing as well, and they may even be suffering.
It's an economic trend that stretches back to the early 1980s when more U.S. companies started moving manufacturing jobs overseas for cheaper labor.
That sort of cut off the path to the middle class that a lot of people took previously.
But some economists see this gap widening even more dramatically in recent years. Still, some new tax breaks could help lower income earners. For example, depending on income level, some Americans this tax season will be able to deduct up to $25,000 in tips and $12,500 in overtime pay from their federal income taxes.
That could have an impact then, again, on people at the lower end because they're more likely to be hourly workers.
Also benefiting all filers, the fact that when this new tax bill went into effect in the middle of last summer, most workers did not bother to change their level of tax withholdings.
So a lot of people are going to find that they over-withheld for taxes. That will give them a bigger tax refund.
That was Richard Allen reporting. Also new this year, under revised tax bills, filers who are 65 or older will be getting an additional $6,000 deduction. So hopefully that will help you out. And that is going to do it for us here on CBS 8. Remember, if there's something you want us to look into, you can always email us. There it is, working for you at cbs8.com. Feel free to reach out and we'll do our best. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.